Good evening, everyone, and thank you for spending part of your evening with us. We know your time is valuable, and we truly appreciate you being here. My name is Kenya Williams with Houston Public Works, and tonight we're excited to share an important street project that will transform your community. Our goal is to keep you informed, prepared, and confident about what's ahead and happening in your neighborhood. Before we begin, we ask that you please hold your questions until the end of the presentation. Many of your questions may be answered along the way, and we've set aside dedicated time to make sure everyone has an opportunity to ask what's on their mind. This project is in one of the most active and engaged parts of our city, District I, and representing this dynamic district is your phenomenal council member, Joaquin Martinez. We're fortunate to have Tanu Hiremith joining us this evening. She plays a critical role in helping deliver infrastructure projects that support our growing city. She'll help introduce the project team working behind the scenes to make sure this project is designed safely and successfully, and most importantly, with you in mind. Tanu?
Thank you, Kenya. Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. I take great pride in introducing my hardworking project team who made this project possible. From the city side, I have Anna Clifton, who's our project manager, Ravida Ayub, our project lead, and Sherry Kang, who is the managing engineer over the entire team. We also have our consulting engineers, transit engineers and planners. And we have Raj Baswaraj, who is our project manager from Transcend. With that, I hand it over to Kenya. Thank you, Kenya.
Thanks, Tanu. Tonight, we'll walk you through the design updates, next steps, and how to connect with us throughout the process. This project represents a major investment in the reliability and future of your roadway. This project consists of the rehabilitation with some reconstruction needs that utilizes existing right-of-way to incorporate rebuilt sidewalks, optimized bus stops, optimized signalized intersections, improved street crossings, and intersection merge lane safety treatments. Today, we are discussing segment 1 of 4 segments for this project. Construction for segment 1 is anticipated to begin in fall 2026 with completion expected by fall 2027, weather and field conditions permitting. Currently in the design phase, our project manager is Anna Clifton. Once a contractor is selected, Houston Public Works will host a How to Prepare for Construction meeting to help you understand what to expect and how to plan ahead. Stay connected and in the know by visiting engagehouston.org for updates, meeting details, and project information every step of the way. Because this is a large-scale project, construction will happen in phases over multiple seasons. Breaking the work into phases allow crews to work efficiently, maintain safety, and minimize disruption as much as possible. Now, to walk us through some exciting design updates, we're joined by Raj with Transcend Engineers and Planning, LLC. He has been hard at work shaping a vision that reflects this community's needs. We're thrilled to have you with us tonight, Raj. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kenya. I'm equally excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this very important project for City of Houston. Like Kenya and Tanu had said, I'm Raj Basavaraju, the engineer of record for this project. I'm just going to quickly walk you through, guys, on what we've been doing so far and where we are, and in terms of design and improvements that are being proposed for this segment of the project. Like Kenya said, this project actually has 4 segments. And today we are going to be focusing on segment 1, which goes from Lawndale to I-45. And you guys will hear about, and that's called Subproject 1. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And there's another presentation and opportunity for you all to see what Subproject 2 is all about, which is going to be segments 2, 3, and 4. But Subproject 1 Just to kind of quick cross-check on where we are, this project goes from Lawndale to I-45, and we do have a railroad crossing within the study limits south of Lombardy. We also have a very important stakeholder. Everybody's important, but then we also have a kid school, which is a combination of elementary, middle, and high school, private school, just south of the railroad crossing. We will talk about some operations at Gate 2 in the presentation in a few minutes. And like I said, the south segment is at the I-45 frontage road, and that particular intersection is owned by TxDOT, and we're coordinating with them on whatever improvements that need to happen at that intersection. In terms of, as you all know, when we get into a project, one, we would like to get an assessment of the base conditions, as we call it. In general observations that we have done for this particular segment of the project, we know that it carries 10,000 AADT, as we call it, which is average annual daily traffic for both directions combined. We did notice that there's some high speed that happens on this particular section of roadway. And of course, just remember something, that as we talk about the proposed improvements for this project, not every single element is going to be able to be addressed, but we have done everything we can to make this a better, safer, and enhanced mobility project. We did observe some spillbacks at the campus for KIP, especially during, pickup times and things like that with the pavement condition and, some non-compliant sidewalks we're going to fix. In terms of, next slide, please. In terms of the overall benefits for the projects when we are said and done, you all going to have improved sidewalks, upgraded pedestrian crossings at key locations, optimized traffic signals, optimized bus stop locations, and of course also smooth roadway transition and clear signage at the railroad crossing. And on top of that, we have done some effective evaluation to understand what kind of drainage mitigation improvements that need to be completed for this segment. Next slide, please. All right, and as part of the field investigation, most of you know what's out there today. We did observe, from a pavement perspective, we did observe some cracked pavements and cracked curbs and gutters. From a sidewalk perspective, we of course saw some curb ram damages, cracked lane sections, cracked sidewalks. And of course, when you look at some of the drainage issues that we have observed, there were some depressed sidewalk panels and some ponding issues. And of course, that's why we are here today, to really, make an honest, effective effort to fix most, if not all, of these challenges for y'all. So I have a better section of telephone. Next slide, please. We also did what we like to do as part of these, street rehab, if you will, enhancement projects, is to also do some safety evaluation, which we did. And of course, we did identify that this particular section of roadway, the way we do it is we look at the latest 3 years worth of crash data, which is vetted and approved by TxDOT and City of Houston. According to that, we observed that there were 71 crashes that happened within the limits of segment 1. Unfortunately, there was one fatal crash, and we also had some suspected serious injuries, and we also had some, possible injury crashes that happened in the segment. And the big blob that you see at I-45, that really is to do with the volume that's carried at the frontage road, and typically as the exposure goes up, your crash rate goes up as well. And that's why you see the density that's higher than the rest of the corridor at the I-45 interchange. To kind of quickly give you guys a highlight and a breakout, if you will, of what's going to be entailed in this project, we will walk through, several different elements of improvements that we're going to be doing for you guys, starting with the roadway improvements. So what we're going to be able to do as part of this project and designed is we're going to do pavement rehab, restriping throughout the corridor. That's going to improve the ride quality and extend the pavement life. We're also going to do some localized concrete panel replacements that we observed that needed to be replaced. And then for some sections where we think that the panels are good enough to continue the quality of roadway, we have done some, going to be doing some crack sealing as well. Of course, when we go through and said and done, all pavement markings would have been updated and refreshed. bringing them all up to the current standards. We're also going to maintain the same number of general mobility lanes that are out there today. We will talk about how that's going to look like in the proposed improvements in a second here. We're also going to improve surface condition, upgrade signage. We also talked about the railroad crossing. We're going to doing some enhanced safety and visibility there. Some minor intersection safety improvements as well. The Lawndale Road signal, that's pretty much the only signal, if you will, that is within the city jurisdiction that's going to be as part of this segment. That the majority of the improvements on that signal itself are going to be handled by what we call a TERS 23 improvement project. That is part of the overall progression on the north side and south side of this project limits as well. Of course, we're going to be doing some minor geometric improvements. And most importantly, at the I-45 frontage road intersection, we're going to be doing some coordination with TechStart for any improvements we need to do. In terms of the pedestrian facilities improvements, this is the most exciting slide in my opinion, because we are going to be able to give you guys, some significantly enhanced pedestrian facilities, reconstructing sidewalks to 5 feet where possible. In front of the KIPP school, we're actually extending it to, just about 7 feet. I say 6, 7, of course, that's the word of 25, but 7 feet is what we're able to accomplish right now. We're also going to be doing new curb ramps and detectable warning surfaces in intersections. We're also going to be enhancing the mid-block crossing at Kipgate 2. We'll talk about the details in a second. In every single crosswalk you're going to touch, it's going to be high visibility crosswalk with better treatments to enhance pedestrian safety. And of course, we're also going to be doing, pedestrian safety and connectivity at the railroad crossing. And we've been having some ongoing discussions with Union Pacific on that. Next slide, please. And we've also been coordinating with Metro. To go with the next slide, Kenya. Okay, so in terms of bus stops, also, just remember something that has been going on. Metro has been doing this really effective evaluation of all these bus routes. They have done some optimization of these bus routes. Just basically enhancing access, but also spacing and just giving you guys better access to bus stops and enhancing them to meet their Metro Now initiative. As part of that, the recommendation that you see on the screen, this is something that we have actually done in coordination with Metro. Extensive coordination is that from their input, from their optimization study that they did for Route 40. So 6 stops are going to be kept, 6 are going to be consolidated. The bus pad itself, City of Houston will be improving them as part of this project, but any additional enhancements that need to be done that are going to be done by Metro. And we also did an evaluation on the illumination for this segment. Right now, there are no cold spots, as we call it. So what we're going to do is any existing lighting components, in order to maintain enhanced illumination levels for your safety, we are going to be doing in-kind replacement of the existing lighting. Like I said earlier, we have done some extensive drainage study for this segment to understand, what is it that we need to do. Good news, we don't have to do any major system expansion. However, we did identify 3 locations where we have to do and install box culverts. So we're going to be doing 4x2 box culverts at 3 locations. That is going to reduce some localized flooding that we talked about earlier, and it's also going to improve some stormwater management for you guys. Next slide, please. All right, I'm going to quickly walk you guys through, how it's going to look like when this project is all done, just to kind of give you guys a visual representation. So when we all said and done, you're all going to have, like I said, the general mobility lanes are going to be maintained. And mid-block crossing is under evaluation at McCormick Street. The city is reviewing to see if we can install a new one. If we do, we will. Like I said, we are going to be replacing concrete panels that we have to do. And you see that some bus stops that needs to be consolidated, they're going to be consolidated. And the ones that we're going to keep and improve. Next slide, please. And as you go past the railroad crossing, like I said earlier, we are working extensively with UP. Our goal is to maintain connectivity across the crossing as well, while maintaining safety and visibility. There are 2 different options that we're evaluating with them right now, and then we will implement what is effective for you guys for better connectivity through the crossing with UP's blessing and recommendations. And like I said, we're also going to be doing this enhanced crossing of the KIP gate to accommodate the parents and teachers and staff. And then that's going to be improved and enhanced with the latest guidelines that are approved by the City of Houston for better pedestrian access and better improved mobility over there. And visibility also, of course. And the same thing is going to happen if you move on. I think that was just a close-up shot, guys, of the same location we're talking about. You know, the crosswalk is going to be relocated. It's going to be south of the KIP driveway. We're going to do what we call the rapid flashing beacons. So when a pedestrian wants to cross, then they have the opportunity. The motorists will see that there is a pedestrian that's trying to cross, and then you know that's going to be significantly improved than what's out there today. When we get closer to the 45 frontage road, we're just going to continue on and tie into the frontage road intersection, and the additional improvements that are going to happen on this project are going to be picked up just south of 45 in segment 2. All right, moving on. The other thing we wanted to show you, next slide, please. We wanted to show you guys another visual representation of what's going to look like from a 3D perspective. So right now, what you look on the screen is what we call the existing typical section. You guys are familiar with it. You're used to seeing it. As you know, you got 4-foot sidewalks, you got 11-foot lanes. And then, as you know, majority of this section of telephone is an undivided, as we call it, undivided roadway with no median. But if you go to the actual proposed improvement, what we're actually doing for you guys is enhancing those sidewalks, widening those sidewalks, making them 5-foot wide. And then the drive lanes are going to be kept the same width, but as you know, it's going to be better, enhanced, improved ride quality with the improvements we just talked about in the last few minutes. And the other thing we wanted to show you guys, because this is so important for the student safety at KIP Crossing, what you see on the screen is, again, what you're used to out there. You know, it's an uncontrolled crossing, as we call it, which is just north of the KIP gate. But if you go to the proposed improvement that we're making, like I said, it's going to be a substantially enhanced sidewalk. You know, it's going to have those ADA ramps, the connections, the RRFB, you know, advanced warning signs telling the motorists where to stop, and of course, you know, the bus stop adjustments to make sure the pedestrians have good access to the bus stop as well. Okay. All right. I guess at this point in time, do I turn it back to you, Kenya, for next steps?
Yes.
Or Anna Clifton, maybe? Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Raj, for those
Of course.
exciting design updates. And those sidewalks, you said 6, 7. I think the kids would like that.
Yes, ma'am. I just did it for them. Just did it for them. But in reality, it's going to be 7-foot sidewalks. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, as we said earlier, we anticipate construction to start this year in the fall. Fall is October, November, December. And it'll be, it should take a year. So we should be complete by fall of 2027. We want to make it easy for you to stay informed. By visiting engagehouston.org, you can view project updates, ask questions, and track project progress at any time. Transparency and communication is key, and this platform allows us to stay connected with you. We strongly encourage you to subscribe to the project page. Once subscribed, you'll receive email updates, so you always know what's happening and what to expect next. It's the easiest way to stay informed without having to search for information. We'll now briefly show you how to navigate the site so you can easily access updates and resources. Welcome to EngageHouston.org, your go-to hub for staying informed and involved in Houston's infrastructure projects. Want to view the site in a different language? Just click the globe icon in the top right corner and choose the one that works best for you. Under You're Invited, you'll find upcoming virtual community meetings. When it's time to join, just click the link. It goes live automatically. Click on any project page to explore details like budgets, timelines, maps, and why each project matters. Scroll down for construction updates, downloadable plans, and more insights about what's happening in your community. And here's one of our most powerful tools, the interactive map. Simply enter your address to see projects happening in or near your neighborhood. It's an easy way to stay connected to improvements right where you live. Have questions? Visit the FAQ page or use the Engage Us tab to get in touch with our team directly. Use the top menu to explore projects across the city or type a project name right into the search bar to find what you need fast. Want full access? Click Register, create a username, set your password, answer a few quick questions, confirm your email, and you're in. Welcome to EngageHouston.org, Houston's award-winning platform where transparency meets progress, and your voice helps shape the city's future. If questions or concerns come up at any point, we're here to help. You can call 311 for immediate assistance, visit EngageHouston.org to submit questions, or email us directly. We're committed to responding and supporting you throughout the project. Now comes one of the most important parts of the evening, the opportunity for you to participate, ask questions, and hear directly from our project team. We're here to provide clarity, address concerns, and make sure you feel informed and confident moving forward. And now, to lead us through this interactive session, I'm thrilled to introduce someone who knows how to keep the conversation flowing. Ryan Prillman from our outstanding engagement team. Take it away, Ryan.
Thanks for the introduction, Kenya. Greetings, everyone. I'm Ryan Perlman with Houston Public Works, and thank you for joining us for tonight's virtual design update meeting regarding the Telephone Road Revitalization Project, and welcome to the Q&A session. This is your opportunity to connect with our team, ask questions, and share your valuable thoughts about this project. Your input is incredibly valuable. Submitting a question is simple. Click the Q&A icon on the right-hand side of your screen. It looks like a speech bubble with a question mark. Type your question into the text box and hit send. You can submit questions anonymously, but we encourage you to include your name and email address, especially if your question needs follow-up. With that being said, let's get started. All right, we got a couple of questions in the queue. Let's start with the first question. Will there be any street trees for shade? Will there be any trees for shade along Telephone Road?
Did you want me to take that, Ryan?
Sure, yes, please.
Yes,
Okay.
Raj.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes. The answer is yes, in the sense that excellent question. Gets so hot in Houston, right? So one of the things we are going to do when we actually finalize the design build is we have gone through a very required tree protection plan, and we have done a full-blown evaluation of what's out there and what can be done to protect each and every tree. And of course, as you all know, we like to protect as much as we can. So in terms of the tree protection plan, there were a majority of the trees that are going to be very close to the sidewalk as we're going to rebuild it. So what we have done is, so far we are able to protect every single tree that's out there as much as we can. There will be some trees that will require some treatment for their roots, because when we redo the sidewalk, we are making sure that some of the elderberries and elms, they're going to stay as is, because it's really hard to move them or replant them anywhere else. But at the same time, we are making sure that the sidewalk, the updated sidewalk, is going to go underneath by protecting those roots and keeping the trees as much as we can. Are we going to be able to install new trees? That is a determination that we haven't done yet, but that is something in the between what we call the 100% and before the bid documents are prepared, we're going to make that evaluation as well.
Thanks for that answer, Raj. All right,
Yes, sir.
we have our next question. We got a couple of sidewalk questions, and I know we had kind of touched on it, but can you answer this one? Will the city allow you to do more than 5 feet in certain areas as far as the width, and which areas?
Great question. Yes. So the city does allow you to do more than 5 feet. Okay. But there are a couple of things we need to talk about when it comes to sidewalks on this project, because that is such an important piece of this project and the connectivity we are talking about. let's talk about a few things. So let me work backwards, if you will, a little bit. If you look at SP2, what we call it, guys, and we'll talk about that down the line. But that project section, subproject 2, is going to actually extend the sidewalks up to 6 feet because we do have enough right of way between segments 2, 3, and 4. Unfortunately, in segment 1, we don't have right of way. It's very constrained. Right now, we are only able to go from 4 to 5, with the exception of Kip Street, the Kip School, I'm sorry, between Kip Gate 2 and Gate 3. That's where the 7 feet sidewalk is going to happen. But the rest of the segment 1, it is going to be 5 feet wide because any more than 5 feet in segment 1 is going to require some, substantial right-of-way requirements and substantial impacts to the trees we just talked about, and also losing some buffer space between the sidewalk and the street itself. So we are doing the best we can to fast track this project because, as you all know, any encroachments on right-of-way, any additional tree impacts, all of that is going to delay the project. So we are doing the best we can within the footprint of what's given to us.
And a follow-up question to that, Raj. How wide will the typical buffer be between the sidewalk and the roadway?
Oh, yes. Excellent question again, because one of the things, as you know, I mean, if you really go back and look at the proposed typical section we were talking about, right? See, one of the things we always said is we're going to do, so there is what we call, the city has guidelines, as you all know, and we like to meet the city's guidelines and requirements. And we would like to provide up to 4 feet of buffer because that's our preferred. But again, unfortunately, just for segment, and we are able to do that again in segments 2, 3, and 4 because we have better flexibility. But for segment 1, given the tight right of way, the max we are able to provide is 2 feet between the sidewalk and the edge of the curb. And again, we would love to give you guys more than that, but unfortunately for segment 1, we're not going to be able to do that. But please be assured for segments 2, 3, and 4, it's going to be more than that.
Thank you, Raj. And remember,
Yes, sir.
everyone, everything you need to know about this street project is available at engagehouston.org. You'll find project overviews and answers to frequently asked questions. If you want to stay informed, subscribe to the project page and get notified automatically when updates are posted. That's the easiest way to stay informed on your favorite projects. All right. Do we have any more questions for our project team? It's been an incredibly informative session today. All right. If not, that concludes our question and answer session. On behalf of Houston Public Works, I want to extend a heartfelt appreciation to Councilmember Joaquin Martinez and the entire District I staff for their continued support and partnership. A strong thank you to our project team for their dedication and technical expertise, and our public engagement team for making tonight's meeting informative and seamless. Most importantly, thank you to you, our residents, stakeholders, and community members. Your time, your questions, and involvement matter. Real infrastructure progress only happens when the community stays engaged. We encourage you to share what you've learned tonight with your neighbors and help us keep everyone informed. The work we're doing now is about building infrastructure that will serve the community for decades to come. We appreciate your partnership and we look forward to continuing the conversation. Until then, have a great evening.